Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. Did not get a chance to do the Colorado game yesterday. It was so late, but I'm gonna do it today. Watched the game. Even went back and watched the highlights and made some notes of what I thought that some things I saw give some different angles and some things that I saw. The first thing I would say is it is hard, not making excuses for Colorado, but it's hard for anybody. You got to have a different kind of mentality to blow a team out and keep your foot on their neck at the same time and not let up. Complacency, I think, is like a human thing. It's hard to. It's kind of like somebody running hard in a race and then they slow up at the finish line. You got to train yourself to run through the finish line. So that's what I started out saying. I think that you gotta have a different set of players, which I don't think he has yet. And I think he even said that in the press conference. You gotta have a different set of players that understand, like, even though we are blowing this team out, we're gonna keep blowing them out. We're gonna keep scoring. We're gonna keep getting the stats. Kind of like how Oregon played against them. That's the kind of mentality that you gotta have. You gotta keep going. So if they let you score 60, that's where you go. You just keep going until the game's over with. That's kind of how college is, not like the NFL. It's a little different. But with that being said, let us get into some of the things that I saw. And looking at my notes, I see, like I said, getting complacent, right? When you're playing, especially defense and the skill players, sometimes when you get up, they was up like 29 zip at halftime. In a college game, that's really not enough to be up on the team because any given time that team could just make a run. So you have to keep up the pressure that you're applying to them and keep up that pressure. Let me know in the comments. Did you think they dealt with complacency, or did you think what do you think happened? Another thing is the talent that it takes to keep scoring and dominate a team. It's a lot of talent, a lot of mentality. Dudes that got that what do I want to say? They got that I want to say kind of momentum mentality, I guess. I don't want to say nothing crazy, get kicked off alive, but the momentum mentality where it's like you're gonna keep gaining the momentum until the clock stop. We're gonna keep putting that pressure on you until the clock stop. It's not gonna be we gonna let up and let you catch all these balls and stuff. And that's kind of what happened. You get complacent. Next thing you know, the corners not covering. They're like, oh, we got it. They ain't gonna catch up. They get the momentum. Then next thing you know, they didn't caught back up. Now you're going to overtime. You're like, what happened? And one of my next notes is Travis Hunter played great, but I think he still got to get his legs back under him. When you miss a couple of games and they probably really had him, didn't even have him on the field, you have to get that endurance back. You have to get your legs back up under you. I noticed they was picking on him when he was playing defense a lot, throwing it to they had some big receivers at Stanford too. Some big receivers. Let's say Elick. Ayo, I don't know how you say that. I don't want to butcher that guy's name. Ayo Manor. I mean, he had 13. Him and Travis Hunter was almost tit for tat. He just had another touchdown, another 100 yards. But there's a big receiver though. He was out there catching the ball on him, man. Back shoulder catches, all kind of stuff. They was picking on Stoudemire and Hunter, and I want to say to Travis Hunter, he has to get his legs back, and he got to get that edge back. And you cannot let people get inside your head. I think that penalty kind of cost him when he let that receiver get inside his head. And a lot of times when those battles happen, usually it seems like the bigger name get the call. I mean, get called for the penalty, even though the receiver probably could have provoked them. But you have to have the mental edge to not let a person get under your skin. So Travis Hunter bounce back, man. They gonna bounce back. I'm Buffaloes all day. So win, lose, or draw. I just think, like I say, it's hard to really keep the pressure on a team when you're blowing them out. It's not easy to do. Even in life, when we when you feel like you're at a point of success, you start getting comfortable. You stop learning as much. You feel like you good now. You don't have to really go that hard. But you always want to keep the momentum in your favor. You never want to be in a place where you're playing catch up. So cornerbacks, they gotta play better. You gotta play better. They allowed a 97-yard, a simple slant route, it seemed like, or a little comeback. He caught the ball and ran that joker all the way to the house. That cannot happen in games like this. You have to not let the players get behind you. You got to corral, you got to tackle, you got to get to the point of the attack, and you got to get your nose to the football. Period. And I think Stoudemire, he had a rough day, man. They really went at him and Travis Hunter. They had a rough day today. But when you up, you got to keep the mentality. I'm not gonna let this team score. You always got to have that mentality as a secondary. Um, Stoudemire, he has to get that shutdown mindset. They're gonna pick on you all season. They got the game film. They're gonna keep coming at you. You got to be smarter. Even Shedeur, you got to really take good angles. You can't let them get behind you. You got to take good angles. I think Shedeur plays real aggressive, but there are times, in the game where you got to be smart and make plays, but be smart at the same time. Not Shedeur, but Shallow. Yeah, Shallow. A lot of plays when the receiver got behind the corner and caught the ball, you saw um, Shallow come from midfield. He kind of played a little bit closer. But when you know the team's passing the ball, you really gotta just stay back and help those corners out and not let the play get behind you unless that's what the scheme called for. But what I will say is sometimes the coaches call a play, but when talent takes over, they can make a play seem totally different than what was called. So we'll talk about that later. Shedeur, he overthrown a few passes here and there in the game. And I think sometimes that pressure, when the team is trying to creep back in, you feel that pressure to try to force throws and make plays. I think sometimes he felt a little pressure trying to get Shedeur. I mean, not Shedeur, but Travis Hunter involved, and he did. He got Travis Hunter involved. 2 TDs, nice receptions, a couple of good moves, but the defense has to dominate. Excuse me. The defense has to dominate. You should not let the team creep back into the game. And another thing I seen was at the end of the game, the defense had a chance to close the game out. And like I said, I think the penalty kind of got them. And they let them get in field goal range. You cannot let them get past um, the 50. You don't even want them to get past the 50 if possible. You don't want them to get in field goal range at all. If you know they need a field goal to tie the game, you don't want to let them get in field goal range at all. And sometimes the players that you have don't have that kind of mentality with the awareness that it shows. They don't have the awareness to understand, okay, if we got them in first down, they can only do this, this, and this. You gotta have the kind of awareness to, okay, they trying to get in field goal range, so we're not gonna let them get in field goal range out of bounds. So we're gonna have to shut down the midfield and watch the seam routes and watch those kind of things because sometimes it comes down to the last few plays and the defense has to shut it down. And he don't have those dogs yet. I think he missing that middle linebacker that he need, that captain of the field. Bentley's good, but sometimes it seems like coverage wise, he kind of get crossed up. But those corners, man, you gotta have a secondary in college now. I mean, that's 2 corners and 2 safeties. You got to have it. That's one of the most important places on the field, whether people know it or not, is a secondary. I mean, if you got a good secondary, you can do a lot of great things. And that's what he's probably gonna be recruiting. We may see a whole new team next year. And also, when you think about defense, there's a difference. Like when you watch like the Miami teams, the old Miami teams, like I used to be like Hurricane fan, Ray Lewis and Warren Sapp and all those guys, you can call a play, but after the play is called, the talent will take over. And that's what Colorado need. They just need the talent, their mentality. There's we're gonna take over this game and we're gonna make it happen. And a lot of times, especially now when now the season's going along, some players don't have that mentality. So it's the players out there that's so talented that most people will feel tired or feel like bogged down, but that top talent know how to transcend how they feel to make the play happen in the moment. And what Dion was saying, he need the players that know how to play in the moment. When you get those kind of players, that team won't get in field goal range. Matter of fact, they probably wouldn't even came back. They would have kind of been like Oregon. They wouldn't have came back. They would have just kept putting the foot to their throat. So playmakers will make a play regardless of the play call. And that's probably what he gonna probably start pulling in next year. Get them playmakers in the game. Playmaker receivers, they gonna still keep that momentum. They gonna still want the ball. They gonna still be running go routes. All of that. They're not gonna let up. Like I say, Shedeur, I think he got a lot of pressure. Still, the offensive line is not probably where you want it to be. I think next year they're gonna have a better O line, and he can and if he stays, I think he's gonna have a way better season next year. He may even be up for the Heisman next year. I think he may be in the runner up this year, but with the losses and stuff, I don't think they're gonna really give it to him. And watching the team, it seems like when you get to this mid-season, you 8 games in, or they were 5-3? No, 4-3, 7 games in. Your body is tired, muscles hurt and ache. You may not be injured, but your body ain't at optimal level like the first game. And this is what separates the men from the boys. When you start getting late in the season, you got a depth of talent which Colorado don't have, and the people that you do have, they got to step up, and it's going to show you the men from the boys as you get deeper in the season. But shout out to Stanford too, man, for coming back in that game, man. They came back. I actually went to bed. I thought that Colorado was going to pull that game out, and man, I woke up and boom, they lost the game. Then they came back. But let me know in the comments what you think about the Colorado game. Do you think Colorado just got complacent and they didn't know how to finish the game? They didn't finish them off? Or do you think that Stanford just came back and just played like they had nothing to lose? Let me know in the comments what you think. Let me know. So, with that being said, because I want to play some videos, but I know they're gonna ding me for it on YouTube. They almost shut me down one time when I was doing it. So with that being said, I wanna get ready to sign out and see if any comments come through, but I don't think none. I was just kind of late today. But I wanted to make this live stream just to be consistent. Trying to do homework at school. It's been a lot, but we're gonna get through it. But Colorado Buffs, win, lose, or draw. Let's go, Prime. He gonna get them right. We just got to give him time. He gonna get them right. It's just unfortunately they on TV, so anything, the ups and downs, you're gonna see all of that. But with that being said, this your boy Mike. I'm signing out. I just want to do a post game analysis of the Colorado Stanford game. Colorado came back overtime, beat them 46-43. Um, Shout out to the Buffs. Y'all pick it up, tighten up. Still got some more games to play. Get better in the bye week, and we will see the next team. Who they play next? Let's see who they play next. They play UCLA next. It's probably gonna be a good game too. And they at UCLA. I think they're at UCLA. Let me see. Yeah, at UCLA. So tune in. I'll try to make sure I record right after that game on Saturday, October 20. Wait a minute, Saturday. Whoa. Yeah, Saturday, October 28th at UCLA. And because they got a bye week, they do got a bye week coming up this week. So, guys, thanks for watching. Whoever watched after the live stream, appreciate it. This is Mike. I'm signing out. Thanks for watching. Go Buffs.